June. How you doing today? It's great to have you with us.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me on, Cody. It's what a privilege.
Well, it's a privilege to have you on. You have an absolutely amazing story. Your husband owns a scrap metal recycling company, again, based out of Tempe, Arizona. And rather than get into a bunch of questions, I'd just like for you to just tell the story. I mean, your entire story, the way that you did it at that event, because it's so powerful. If you could share that with us.
Sure, I'd love to. So it's been about 5 years ago that my husband opened up this new business, and it was supposed to be kind of a fun retirement business. And it's a scrap metal recycling plant. And gosh, for the first couple years, it was going really well. I mean, for a new business, it was doing great. And then in the third year of his business, 2015, the metal market crashed. And I mean, it really crashed. It was like one of the lowest points in history. So overnight, the scrappers stopped scrapping. We had no business. We had no customers. And that went by a couple months, and our business was just hanging on by a thread. And at the very same time, I had gone to a business networking, it's called BNI, Business Networking International. I had gone to a leadership meeting, and it was one of those all-day things. And the very last speaker was Jordan Adler, and he was speaking on send out cards. And it's funny, when I think back today, I almost didn't stay because I was like, I am starving. I got to get out of here. You know, I almost didn't stay, but something inside of me said, no, you need to listen to this. So I sat down, and Jordan got up, and he started talking about how to turn 10 business cards into 100 customers by doing 5 things. And those 5 things were all about sending out cards and gifts that you would touch that customer 5 times a year. And so I just sat there, and I was just so overwhelmed thinking about, I really need to do this for my husband's business. I mean, after all, that's what we needed. We needed customers to stay alive. So as soon as he was done speaking, I ran out in the lobby, I hunted him down, and I talked to Jordan for a few minutes. And he was so gracious. And he actually said, yes. He goes, you just need to do this. And so he connected me with George Redheffer, and I signed up a couple days later. And I remember signing up with the marketing bundle because I just loved everything about it. I loved the fact that I could brand the back of the card with my husband's branding. And I wanted all those points. I knew that I was going to send out cards to every single one of his customers right away. And so I went with the marketing bundle, and I just went home and started sending out cards. And I really didn't even know what I was doing, but I actually have the card with me today. It's a very plain card, but I'll show it to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And it's a scrap metal. It says, thanks, man.
I love it. That's cool.
And very simple, as you can see, just, you know, a little appreciation in here, really pouring out my heart and just thanking them for their business. And then on the back of the card, I even put, this is his scrap metal. This is an excavator, and it's on his scrap metal property.
Wow.
So that's the simple little card.
Yeah, that's
but
great.
I'll tell you what, that card worked. I sent it out to all of his customers, and the very next month, we had 42 new referral customers, and it literally kept our business alive.
Wow.
And we were overwhelmed. We are absolutely overwhelmed with the results from a card. But now when I think about it, you know, scrappers, a lot of the scrappers came in and they said, Dennis, you sent me a card? I mean, they're not used to getting cards. But last time they got a card, they couldn't even remember.
Wow.
And so they were just so grateful for just getting the card. And we still have those customers today. The customer retention is just amazing just because of that one card. And a couple months later, so then we were able to pay the bills. We were able to pay the rent on the land that we're leasing, and we stayed alive. But a couple months later, I mean, the metal market stayed flat. And so a couple months later, I said, well, let's do the card thing. The card thing worked. And so it was St. Patrick's Day. And I said, they're all getting a St. Patrick's Day card. That's all there is to it. I don't care if they're Irish or not. they're getting a St. Patrick's Day card. So we did. We just made up a card, sent it out to all of his customers. In the middle of March, that was St. Patrick's Day, nothing was coming in. But by the end of March, we had $30,000 worth of business come in, and we were able to once again pay the rent on our land.
Wow. Incredible story. So this literally saved your business.
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. And from that time on, because really the market, it goes up a little bit, it goes up a little bit, goes back down, up and down, up and down. But our retention is so strong. It's because we still just keep sending out those thank you cards. Almost every time somebody brings in a big load, we'll send them cards and brownies. And so maybe they're just coming in for the brownies. I don't know, but who cares? We're still alive.
Right.
And 2 years later today, we just, that's how we get new prospects. Dennis will walk into a business, because 90% of our business comes from other businesses. And so he'll go into a business, and most of the time, they don't want to talk to him. We already got a scrap guy. We already got somebody we're using. We're happy with them. But he'll come home and give me their business card, and I'll send them cards and brownies. And don't you know, the next week, he's in their office, and 70% of the time that we have sent card and brownies to prospects, we have gotten their business.
And I want to make sure everybody heard what you just said. So 70% of the time you send a card to prospect, you get business. I mean, there's numbers like that do not exist in marketing today. They just don't.
No.
So, yeah.
It is. It's huge. We love it. Our goal is to get 5 prospects a week and send them cards and brownies. And that's how we're building our business today. And today we have a big business. It's not small anymore.
Yeah. In fact, if you don't mind, you shared with me some numbers.
Yes.
Well, if you want to share, tell us the size of your business today, how you're doing.
So in today's world, he does $400,000 worth of steel a month, and he does $50,000 worth of copper, brass, and aluminum. So we're not the little guy on the block anymore.
Wow.
And we distribute it all to send out cards because it's the only marketing we do.
So the card system that you use, and you do it from your phone or from your computer, it's a real card that goes out. And you're saying that's the only method of marketing that you use today, and you become one of the larger players in your market in the scrap metal business.
Absolutely.
Thank you for sharing this today. We really appreciate that. It's just an amazing story.